Look at the roles in data science team. These are the roles in data science team. First here we have, if I'm going to say the first one is data analyst, but ignore the order. But I just adjust the role of data science team. So the data analyst there, as we said before, you all know with this now, you all understand. When you're looking at this, you think about the types of analysis. You look at it from there. If you look at this data analyst, what it does, you already know that there's top part, right? Probably description and higher diagnostic, right? They stop there. Then what they do, they use a dashboard to bring out business insight. That's the primary, that's the core purpose of data analysis. That's the core role of data analysis. They bring out insight from your business insight from your data that will describe it with visualization, bring out dashboard to kind of this is what is happening. This is during June. This is how the curve is going down because you are not making sales. But meanwhile, July, this is going up. You know, they use dashboard to visualize it for you, show you the pattern a way you can understand it. So they'll bring the business insights of your data to explain to you this is it, this is it. They describe it for you. That's the role of a data analyst. So the data engineer focus mostly on data extraction. Remember, I said the first stage of data is we collect the data, right? That's the first stage. So the data engineer, they focus mostly on that. That's what they do. They focus on how you get the data and how you clean the data. Those are the core role of data engineer. They are the one responsible for mining the data from raw, gathering it from different sources, clean it, pre-process it to make it kind of useful for you to kind of analyze it or do much about it. So those are the role of data engineer. They deal mainly with the data, the raw data. They gather it from anywhere. They mine it, uproot it, clean it to make it meaningful, so that you can break insight from it. So those are the role of a data engineer. So then data science, as I said, they prescribe, they predict, they prescribe. They build model, they get those data. After collecting those data, they train it. There's a way they use different way to train this data. After they have collected this data that be clean, they train this data, model it, use it to predict. Those are the role of data scientists. They predict and prescribe with it. These are what they do. So there's another there, machine learning engineer, which is this. It's quite tricky. Machine learning engineer, are you as a data scientist? You are also a machine learning engineer, because machine learning engineer, they deploy, they kind of they use, after those data have been cleaned, used for prediction, they are the one that do the end to end, like use it to either build app, like make it to a way whereby any common man can make use of the prediction. They are the one that deploy it, like they simplify it for anybody to make use of all those prediction they have model they have built. They put in a kind of an application. They are more of application building. They build an app. They build kind of something that you can even download and make use of it. They are more of deployment. They do the end point. Data scientists can kind of predict for you and all those things, but some of them are not even have that ability to make it kind of a system to use to build to deploy it, whereby it can be a kind of a full application. They might not do that, because data scientists must not be a software developer. They must not be software, because they are always do it to predict for you. They can, once they have do the model for you, they use way to visualize it for you. This is your predict. They'll explain everything for you. The machine learning will not take it further from it. They will take all those things, use it to build an application. so that it can be downloaded. Anybody can use those predicted data. You can just kind of pull raw data set, put it inside the system. It will predict for you. It will show you the results. Those are what machine engineer does. That's what they do. They make use of this application. So I was able to do that because I'm a software engineer. So I have that knowledge of building an application as a software engineer. So when I did my master in data science, so I have an edge over my course mate. Those were just data scientists. They can build model very well, but they cannot bring out model to build an application. So that is where machine engineer comes. So for you to be a machine engineer, you must have knowledge of building an application and knowledge of building predictive model data, like having building models based on the role of a data scientist. That's what make you a full machine learning engineer. You must have both knowledge of building app and also be able to build a model. So you kind of make it to the end user, whereby people can take the model that are built, use it like someone that have no knowledge of prediction. It can just pull raw data into the app that I built. At the end, the system will predict and give me result. So those are the job of machine learning engineer. So those are what actually differentiate data scientists and machine learning engineer. So those are the key roles of data science team. So I'll take you to this next page so that you see it properly. Look, data engineer, they build, maintain data pipeline, database, and cloud infrastructures. They take it, they extract this thing from the they extract it from the source. That's what they do. So while data analysts, they create dashboards and business insight from the data. These are the work of data analysts. So while data scientists focus on modeling, like building prediction model, experiment, and data-driven solution to give you insight from the model. The while machine learning engineer handle model deployment, the scaling and bring to production. They are the ones that do the finished work to ensure that they build a full system whereby anybody can use for prediction. So those are the roles of data science team. So any question about that? Because that's the key part I want you guys to understand before we move further. Are we clear on that?
You said data analysts, they create dashboards.
Yeah.
And business insight from the data.
Yeah.
I want you to throw more light on this. I think this would be of interest to me.
Yeah, as I said, what they do, you see those data analysts, they don't need to go deep into coding. This is what they use. They use this is what we call Excel. They can use Excel to kind of extract data from the company, then clean the data, visualize it, use dashboards to create the visualization to bring out business insight, to explain to the business owner, this is what your data can do. This is they describe the data, like explain to someone is coming in. They describe the data, explain to this is what it does, this is what it does, this is what it can do for you, this is what it cannot do for you based on the data, the information they gather from the data. So they don't go deeper into coding. They just they might use a Excel to extract data. They use tools like there are tools they use for visualization. They use Power BI. They use Tableau. All those tools they are visualization tools. After extract data, they will now plug it into the visualization tool so that the business owner can understand it. Are you getting me? They will kind of visualize it, use it to describe, like, this is it with the maybe it might be like a flow chart, bar chart, different kind of chart.
Okay, just to it's a graph.
Yeah, with a graph, yeah, different kind of graph to show you the pattern, how the data works. Maybe it will show you like this is what you should invest in, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. It will show you the business pattern. So that will not make the business owner to understand the business based on the data. It will then kind of visualize it for you to understand the content of the data and what to do, what not to do, what to invest on, what not to invest on. It will kind of show it to you. That is the kind of the shallow part of being the of this of the data science team. It's the first part, the easiest one someone can actually do. If you want to probably within 3 6 months, you can within 6 months you can be a data analyst because you're not going deeper.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's about that. You know. So any other question? So we'll go further, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Save record. Yeah, hold on. Hold on, I'm just checking something. Okay, right. So your question, you said the difference between data engineer and data analyst, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is how it works. As I said earlier, data analysts, they are kind of the shallow part of it. They don't go deeper. They use they use kind of a large data set. It might just be mostly on Excel. They use Excel, so the data is not that heavy. So they just take it, extract it, use visualization tools to describe the data and tell you what are what. Advise the business owner, bring out insight from it. While data engineer, they do further. They are almost similar to data scientists in their role. They work with big data. They can go to cloud services. They use proper coding. They use software to extract those big data. They clean those data. You understand? So they are always more of not unlike the data analysts that use Excel. Data analysts might not even learn any coding like Python. They don't need to. They don't even need it because one they have tools they can even use with Excel to extract data, just maneuver it and visualize it. But data engineers go further. They collect data from different source. They combine it. They can take data from different company, combine it together, clean it. So they do more of a deeper role, like kind of using more tools to collect data compared to data analyst. Data analyst doesn't do far. They just their data is not even that much. They don't do much. They don't use much data sets. Their work is always very light because they use Excel for their mostly for their to extract their to collect their data, to kind of process their data. So are the difference between data science, data analysts and data engineers. Data engineers, you see that they work with that database. You understand? So they go kind of deeper compared to data analysts who are very shallow in doing their thing. You get what I mean?
Yes, sir, I
Yeah.
understand that.
So that's it.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, sorry about that. You can see my screen as well, right?
Very well.
Perfect. So let's continue. Let's continue. Yeah. So we understand the data science team now, right? Good. So now let's look at the tools, the data science tools. Most of the tools that we use, the languages are Python, Arrow and SQL. These are the basic programming languages that we use. Data science use those tools. Data engineer also, and a machine learning engineer, but data analysts don't need any of those tools. They don't. Because they are always very shallow. With the Excel, they can do whatever they want to do. They don't need to learn any programming language as a data analyst. But data engineer, data scientist, machine learning engineer, they need some of those languages, especially this Python. They need this Python. You might not have to learn everything, but Python and SQL is very important. And this arrow as well. So they are very important. But the first one is the Python. It's very important as a data scientist, data engineer, machine learning engineer. They must all have knowledge of Python. And some of the tools that we use, the platform we use for that, we have Jupyter Notebook, we have Google Colab. These are some of the tools we use to it's a kind of a platform. We call it IDE. We call it IDEs, which are the platform we use for developing, whereby you to put those data together, data together, work on it to and kind of produce results. Then we also have other library tools. All those tools will kind of download them. They are softwares. Like those library tools, we download them. When we get it sometime, probably people will get more insight on that. Then another one is the visualization tools. As I said earlier, data analysts, what they use to visualize, they use mostly Power BI and Tableau. It's a kind of it's a visualization software. After they have worked with their Excel, they use Power BI or Tableau for visualization. But meanwhile, those other ones that are used by data scientists, they use kind of software to kind of bring it through Python. They can use it to kind of visualize. That one is different from the Power BI, which is a software that just visualize only. So these are some of the tools. That's not all, but these are some of the tools that we use. So that is all about that. So I'm going to move slightly to AI machine learning now, if we are okay with that. Any question before we dive in deeper into AI machine learning? Any question?